Your mother, your mother's, was she a musical person? And
I never knew my mother played music until I was probably early teens. And she played piano, which I didn't have any idea. And when I found out, I asked her, I said, I didn't know that you played piano. She said, we never had one.
so she must have been real encouraging to you then when you showed some signs of music.
My dad was where the musical influence came from. He didn't sing, and to my knowledge, never had a desire to be a professional musician. Now, he played because he loved it, and but he was one of those on the front porch of the old home place, just whenever the spirit, because he had two brothers that played, and so they would get together and play in the evening in the summertime. And I would, when the other kids were out chasing lightning bugs and catching them in a jar and stuff, I'd be sitting there looking at my dad and his two brothers play music. My dad was born in Meherrin, Virginia, the same place that I was born. And he was very early involved in music. So I heard music at the same time that I heard human voices. You know, it was just there when I started to say that when I was in a crib, but we couldn't afford a crib. So one time I was laying in a bed, I heard music. I was relatively old before I decided or felt that I wanted to learn to play.
I want to reiterate here that how young you were, how talented you were, a God-given gift from birth. Adults everywhere must have been making over this little boy, this soon-to-be teenager. You had to have all that adulation that came to you that here's this young boy playing this music.
It never dawned on me. I never looked at what I was doing as a second person. I was only doing something that it made me feel good to do it. The fact that people applauded and all this praise they were heaping on me, it didn't move me a bit. It was the music. I would have been playing if no one listened.
And because of that, then it probably didn't go to your head. You didn't think you were a star. You didn't get cocky about it. You just thought, oh, I'm doing what I like to do.
Yeah, right. I'm doing this and he's doing what he does. And it was one thing I feel was a blessing to me. I never looked at anyone with envy.
Music was not your only interest because you also like to play baseball.
Oh yeah, consumed with baseball.
So if you're consumed with music and consumed with baseball, you don't have much time for anything else.
Right.
So tell us about your baseball.
It came natural to me, and I guess came natural to me. I didn't know till a couple of years later that influence came from my dad.
So did you ever wonder about that decision? I should have gone, or I wonder if I'd gone?
Yes, I thought about that many times and still do to a degree, that I'm one of those that's so consumed with baseball that if I see a bunch of young kids playing sandlot ball and it doesn't get in the way, I'll pull off the side of the road and sit and watch them. You know, that's how much it means to me. But I outgrew it. There was no places for me to play. I played high school ball, but then sandlot ball. But then sooner or later, you know, you outgrow it, and my guitar was always there.
So are you saying if you had a guitar in the left hand and a baseball in the right hand, and you were saying you can pursue either one of these careers, which one would you pick?
I'd have took both of them.